Hello there, my divine audience, and welcome back to my channel. In today's reading, I kind of wanted to do something a little different, I feel like, than what I normally do and what I have been doing and what I've been posting. We are going to be manifesting your dreams. So the first card is going to represent the dream itself. What do you want? Basic. Number 2, the nightmare, how it can go wrong and what to avoid. The roots of your dream, why do you want it and why do you want it so badly? Number 4 is the action, what should you do to make it come true? Number 5 represents help, who or what can help you in manifesting your dreams. And number 6 is the result, what can be achieved. So with that today, I almost said 2. With that today, I have 4 piles for you to choose from. Not 2, 4. To help you pick your piles today, I have a couple of options for you. So remember, we're thinking manifesting your dreams, opening your mind to the possibilities, starting something new possibly, starting a new relationship perhaps, like going after what you want. That's what we're trying to do today. So keep that in mind whenever you're picking your piles. So for pile number 1, we have the Dragon Tarot deck, or this amethyst cube. Little cutie. And for pile number 2, we have the Samara May Tarot deck with this opalite cube. For pile number 3, we have the Luna Soul Tarot deck with the strawberry quartz. Let me hold it in this hand so we can get the light. There we go. And then finally, we have the Alice in Wonderland Tarot with the, what is it? Amazonite cube? Well, it attempted to be a cube. So along with the crystals and the tarot decks themselves, we are going to be figuring out what your dragon is. Kind of like your spirit animal, but like your spirit dragon in a way. And we're going with the dragon theme since pile number 1 is the Dragon Tarot deck. So pile number 1 for manifesting your dreams, what dragon represents you? The crystal yellow dragon opens you to higher learning and wisdom. Expand your crown chakra for illumination. Walk the spiritual path. That is for pile number 1. Oop, didn't mean to bump it. For pile number 2, manifesting your dreams, your dragon is the golden orange dragon. Okay. Expands your light for ascension. Be a peaceful warrior. Help those in need. Remember your magnificence. For pile number 2. For pile number 3, in manifesting your dreams, your dragon is going to be the green gold dragon from Sirius. Brings universal knowledge to your spiritual pathway. Learn about spiritual technology. Be a transmitter of sacred knowledge. For pile number 3. And for pile number 4, in manifesting your dreams, your dragon is going to be that one flipped over. So we are taking the aquamarine dragon from Neptune. Enables you to access your deepest soul wisdom. Spirituality and wisdom are available to you. Develop your psychic abilities and receive ineffable soul knowledge. for pile number 4. So I'll let you resonate with that for a little bit, because we've also got, I like to give you guys options. We have also got the deck that I made that is full of songs. I kind of wanted to use it again for this pile. Excuse me, let me take a drink. So, what song represents pile number 1's dream manifestation journey? One fell on the floor. Oh my goodness. This song popped out in the last video that I used this in. Home Sweet Home by Motley Crue for pile number 1. For pile number 2, the song that manifests, the song that represents you manifesting your dreams is, kind of bent that a little bit, My Own Worst Enemy by Lit. For pile number 2. For pile number 3, the song that represents you manifesting your dreams is Sleeping Powder by the Gorillaz. And then finally, for pile number 4, your song that represents you manifesting your dreams is What's Up Fat Lip by Fat Lip. So I will let you guys resonate on that for a little bit. Take your time, pick your piles, use your intuition, your best judgment, and I will see you at the piles that you chose. Thank you so much. Hello, my divine audience, and welcome to pile number 1. If you chose the amethyst cube or the crystal yellow dragon card, and we're going to get into that in a second, or if you resonated with Home Sweet Home by Motley Crue or the Dragon Tarot deck, or whatever drew you to this pile, hi, welcome. Just a little refresher. We are manifesting your dreams. We're going to do 6 cards today, and then I have 4 oracle decks that we're going to do after the tarot reading. Oh my gosh, everything is falling on my table. Okay. And yeah, let's just get into it, pile number 1. So before we get into the tarot cards, I want to get into this crystal yellow dragon energy. It says opens you to higher learning and wisdom. So let's grab the guidebook and find the crystal yellow dragon, page 62. We'll read the guidance message. It says about and then guidance. We'll read the guidance message. It says, receiving this card suggests it is time for you to walk a higher spiritual path. Crystal yellow dragons are swirling around your head, freeing the petals of your crown chakra from lower energies, allowing them to open and illuminating them. These dragons remind you that you are a being of the universe. The ultimate is to become a cosmic master, so step onto a diamond path. The crystal yellow dragons will ensure you connect with those who are ready for the light you carry. When you meet people, your light will automatically light up the keys and codes of mastery latent within them. The time for this higher service is now. So, higher service, higher spiritual service to yourself, to others. But let the energy and the dragons guide you. Maybe they're guiding you home. Maybe that's where you belong. Pile number 1. Maybe that's where you belong. So, card number 1 that we're going to pull for you from the tarot, from the Dragon Tarot, ooh, fancy, is supposed to represent your dream. What do you want? So, what does pile number 1 want? the Empress. The Empress, pile number 1. So you want satisfaction in its simplest form. It's the only way that I can describe what I feel like the Empress provides rather than what she represents. She provides comfort. And with Home Sweet Home and the Crystal Yellow Dragon and what it talked about, I think you really are seeking nurturing and comfort in this period and in time of your life, pile number 1. So I think your dream and what you want is to either nurture or be nurtured or both. And all of the, like I said, satisfaction and kind of that mental clarity and stability that nurturing brings. So yeah, I really am getting that's what you want, pile number 1, is just like stability, nurturing, comfort, things of that nature. So that's the dream. But what is the nightmare? How can it go wrong? And what can we avoid, pile number 1? How can it go wrong? I'm pretty sure a card just flipped over. No. Am I stupid? Okay, I'm stupid. I'm sorry. How can it go wrong? And what can we... There we go. What can go wrong and how can we avoid it? What can we avoid? The 2 of Cups. So I feel like... Sorry, there was an animal here. I have so many animals. I apologize. This table is covered. Excuse me. That was my knee popping, if you heard that, by the way. What can go wrong and what to avoid? I feel like the 2 of Cups here next to the Empress represents a kind of decision that you have to make personally and kind of emotionally. It's like an emotional decision for you. And decisions oftentimes can be emotional, especially if it's a large decision, if it's like a big change. So either you have already made that decision, and what we need to avoid and what can go wrong at the same time is like the mental cloud and the mental fog that comes from making a decision. The what ifs and the, oh no, did I do the right thing? Am I in the right place? Et cetera, like all of that nonsense. That is what can go wrong, and that is what we can avoid if you have already made the decision. But if you haven't already made the decision that you need to make, you're afraid of everything, of every possibility. And what can we do to avoid that? What we can do is just make a decision. That's all we can do. So if you haven't already moved on with what you need to do, pile number 1, you know what you need to do and you know what decision you need to make, and it needs to be made. Pile number 1. We can deal with the nightmare and we can learn how to avoid it here in a second. But the first thing that you need to do and the first step that you need to make is making that decision. Pile number 1. And essentially, why do you want it? Why do you want this so badly? Why do you want whatever this represents so badly? Pile number 1. Whoa. That was like half the deck. We're not taking that. I get that you are really excited about whatever this is, pile number 1, but yeah, thank you. Thank you. The 3 of Wands. So why do you want this so badly? The Three of Wands. The threes to me represent like kinship in a way, like friendship and bonds in that kind of way. And since it's the wands, we're talking about creativity and passion and spark and drive, and the friends that kind of, I feel like the friends that you've met through your creative endeavors and the ones that have actually stuck around and the ones that support your creative endeavors as well. So you want this so badly because you have strong convictions to your roots. And it was talking about walking a higher spiritual path. So maybe the higher spiritual path that you need to be walking is in closer connection to your roots and to your family and to your friends and to your found friends and family. Why do you want it? Because it provides us with that nurturing and that stability and that comfort and that support that we've been looking for, pile number one. So for action, what should you do to make this come true? What should you do to make this dream come true? How can we manifest this dream? Bunk. Page of Cups. Page of Cups. I'm getting this theme, pile number one, of you like essentially starting over. So I'm getting that this is a big change in your life, and this is something that kind of maybe even embarrasses you in a way, if that's something I'm allowed to say. But at the same time, you shouldn't be embarrassed about it, because at the end of the day, whatever happens to us, we learn lessons from it, and it makes us who we are. Sorry, I didn't like the way that was sitting. I'm sure that was bothering you too. But the action that you need to take is one of starting over and starting fresh. Wake up fresh every day. Every day is a new day full of new possibilities, and you should look at it with fresh eyes and an open mind and an open heart, pile number one. Wake up early. You know, put that pep back in your step. Find something. Indulge in a hobby. Read a book. Get up, exercise, stretch, walk your dog, you know, make a coffee. Do whatever you need to do to center yourself in the morning to get yourself back on track and make the day a success for you, pile number one. What action should you take? Start fresh, and start fresh every day. Okay? So that's the action we need to take. Is there anything or anyone that can help us? Is there anything or anyone that can help us? We have Death, we have the Hierophant, and the Tower. So I'm thinking that this big decision that you had to make has to do somehow with family, and maybe you feel like your family has kind of like turned their back on you, so to speak, if that makes sense. You're afraid of judgment from them in some way, and something big has happened and caused a rift between you and your loved ones, or maybe even a very specific loved one. And I think what this is trying to say is, even though that has happened, like, look where you're at. Like, isn't it true that they're still helping you through all of this right here, pile number one? So in manifesting your dreams and starting over, they can help you, because I think they want to start over as well, and they want to start fresh as well, pile number 1. So reach out to them for help when the time comes, and who knows what doors that will open for you and for that relationship, pile number 1. So finally, out of all of this, in trying to manifest your dreams, what is the result? What can be achieved? We've got, you know what, I'm gonna lay them out like this because I'm stupid and I wasn't. We've got the 5 of Cups. So yeah, what can be achieved? Making a decision and sticking with it. The 10 of Cups. To me, this kind of represents like the 10 of Pentacles in a way, kind of like emotional fulfillment, happy family. Like I almost even kind of see a heart in this card as well. So that nurturing, that comfort, that stability that you're looking for. The King of Coins, maybe even financial stability as well. And then the Ace of Swords with that rainbow in the background. New beginnings and fresh things are coming on the horizon for you, pile number 1. And finally, at the bottom of the deck, we have the 9 of Swords. Don't box yourself in this situation. Don't box yourself in. Ask for help from these people, okay? At the end of the day, they may not seem like it, they may not act like it, you may not feel like it, but they do want to help you, and they're there for you. And they love you, pile number 1. I think you need to hear that. So that's all I have from the tarot cards for you. But like I said, I have 4 oracle decks that we're going to get into today. The first one is one I've had for a while, but I actually haven't used on this channel before, I don't think. It's called the Super Attractor deck by Gabrielle Bernstein. And it just has a lot of positive affirmations on it. It's kind of like the Gentle Reminders deck that I've used before, I'm almost positive. But I kind of just wanted to get some, general affirmations for you and for all of the piles here today, to kind of show you and kind of help lead you towards the right path and towards manifesting your dreams. So I hope these resonate with you where you're at in your journey. So can I have some Super Attractor cards for my pile number 1? I think that's plenty. Gosh, you guys have so much to say. So first of all, we're going to get the bottom of the deck, which is directing my focus onto what's thriving creates more of what I want. And that is exactly how we manifest. Pile number 1. That is exactly how we manifest. Okay, let me freaking get these in order. Okay. Wanting more for others puts me into an energy of abundance. Absolutely. Even the people that you don't like. Pile number 1. I trust that my powerful intentions combined with my faith are enough to allow my vision to become my reality. Absolutely. Everything is moving in a way I don't want it to. Okay. I heal the habit of fear and I embrace the habit of love. 100%. I feel like more love and light is coming into your life. Pile number 1. You wait and see. My true safety lies in my capacity to align with the love of the universe. Exactly. So many messages of love here. When I introduce joy to a situation, I change the vibrational frequency of what's happening around me. 100%. You can change somebody else's mood with your good mood. I promise you that. I do it every day in fast food. I am kind and loving toward others while creating clear boundaries that protect my good feeling emotions. 100%. All right. True manifesting is about receiving what is of the highest good for all. Exactly. Exactly. Not just what's good for you, but what's good for everyone. Pile number 1. To begin the practice of allowing, I must get out of the way and let spirit give me direction. 100%. Trust in spirit. Trust. It's good to feel good. And then finally, in stillness, I receive. I think those are beautiful messages for you, pile number 1. Next, we are going to move on to the Fairies Oracle deck. It's the Fairies Oracle deck. It comes with a guidebook. It just kind of says RP Studio on it. It doesn't really like have an author, I think. But they also kind of represent certain things, and we'll probably delve into them in the book later on, like in a different reading. But today I just kind of want to use them for the affirmations that they have to kind of help you along your journey, if that makes sense. So what kind of fairies are surrounding pile number 1 during this time? What kind of fairies are surrounding pile number 1 during this time? Okay. All right. So at the bottom of the deck, it says Sacred Treasure, which I think you are, pile number 1. The first card that fell out is this one. Represents crying out, like a banshee or something like that, something of the sort. And I think that's you crying out for help and affection and everything that you're craving that you're lacking right now, pile number 1. We have flow, go with the flow, the ebb and flow of the universe. Mind your own business, pile number 1. Restoration, healing, self-care, self-worth. My smoke detector is beeping. That's embarrassing. Pile number 1. Ring around the fairies. This represents like magical awakening and like a start to me. Wayward paths. Don't get distracted. And naughty, exactly. Don't get distracted with those wayward paths. Very naughty, pile number 1. Excuse me. The next cards we're going to get into are also more affirmations. I love the affirmations. I think they're so sweet. And I think in this type of reading, I think they're very applicable. So more affirmations for you, pile number 1. So this is it's not the starseed one, but it's the other one. It's the pink one. Not the blue one, but the pink one that she made. I forget what her name is. I'm so sorry. But we're going to get a couple of these. And that should be plenty. Okay. Release the petals, pile number 1. Transformation, death and rebirth, shedding, all change. We saw that with Death in the Tower that popped out. We've got open, say yes, expand through the extremes, and trust life. Absolutely, pile number 1. The child within, inner mother, innocence, gentleness, and tenderness. That kind of reminds me of the Empress that popped out. you need to nurture yourself and love yourself, pile number one. Give yourself credit and give yourself grace where and when it's due. You've been through a lot, it looks like, and you're still going through a lot. Give yourself time to heal and process. Come to me, attracting like a rose, receive abundance, desires. Healing is happening. You're not broken. Trust the process. It's safe to soften. And finally, we have the reunion, soul recognition, collaboration, partnership, friendship. What was I talking about, pile number one? And finally, we have the Moonology messages cards for you. And you can also probably get some kind of like a timeline from these cards, just from the phases of the moon that are on them. So if you're looking for some kind of like timeline or something, this will benefit you. So what does the Moonology messages have in store for my pile number one? That one flipped, that one's coming out, that one came out. Got a couple more. I love these ones. I know, I hope you guys do too. All right, so that looks like that's the last one that's going to come out. So at the bottom of the deck, it says, step out of your comfort zone with the North Node. Absolutely. We've got, bada bing, bada boom, bada bam. Okay. We've got hold your vision with a fixed moon. We've got the energy is gaining momentum with a waxing moon. A time to give rather than take with a new moon in Virgo. It's time to release negativity with a full moon in Scorpio. And meditate and contemplate with a new moon in Pisces. So that is all I have for you, pile number one. I hope this helped you get closer to manifesting your dreams. I hope this helped in any way. I hope something resonated with you. And I hope to see you again in the next video. Thank you so much. Bye. Hello there, my divine audience, and welcome to pile number two. If you chose this opalite crystal, or the Samara May tarot deck, or if you resonated with My Own Worst Enemy by Lit, or the Golden Orange Dragon, which we're going to get into in a couple of seconds, then this is the reading for you. Just a quick refresher. We are going to be manifesting your dreams here today. We're going to do, oh my goodness, I almost dropped it. We're going to pull 6 cards from the tarot, and then I have 4 oracle decks that we're going to get into today. So, first of all, My Own Worst Enemy by Lit, the lyrics that are coming to mind are, can we forget about the things I said when I was drunk? I didn't mean to call you that. So maybe you've been drinking lately, pile number two, I don't know. No judgment here. This is a judgment-free zone. Everybody likes to party. Just make sure you're not partying too hard, pile number two. Make sure it doesn't get in the way of things. Make sure it doesn't get in the way of your life, pile number two. We can end up being our own worst enemy at the end of the day. We really can. Sorry, I'm trying to remember the lyrics. Yeah. And you're gone. Yeah. Really just a reflection of everything you're doing wrong and everything you've lost. Pile number two. At least that's how you think. So we're going to move into the Golden Orange Dragon and get more insight on that from the book. So let me figure out what page he's on. The Golden Orange Dragon is 66. So there's an about section and a guidance section. We're going to read the guidance. This card connects you with the illuminated Archangel Metatron as well as his powerful ascended dragons. You are on your ascension path, and golden orange dragons are pouring high-frequency light into your aura to attract the attention of the masters, angels and unicorns who are guiding you. Drawing this card suggests it is time for a push forward on your ascension path. Do you need to meditate more? Or examine and release old stuff? Or embrace who you truly are and recognize your magnificence? Tell these dragons what you need in order to take the next step on your journey into the higher frequencies, and they will help you. Call on them for support, and they will provide it. They are wonderful companions and friends. So I'm kind of seeing a little bit of a theme right off the bat, like a similarity between this pile and pile number 1. So if you felt so drawn to pile number 1, maybe go watch it after this one. Because I film these in order, so I have no idea what pile 3 and 4 holds. But yeah, pile number 2 is already resonating with pile number 1. Sorry, I think my dog just pooted. Gross. Gross, bub. That smells bad. Excuse me. Excuse him. But without further ado, let's get into the tarot. After learning about the golden orange dragon and their companionship and their friendship and the similarities between you and pile number 1, because pile number 1 was a lot about like nourishment and nurturing and stability and comfort and growth in that kind of area and aspect of their lives. And I'm thinking that kind of might be what you're looking for as well, pile number 2. So let's get into the tarot with the first card that represents the dream, the thing we're trying to manifest. What do you want? So what does pile number 2 want? Ooh, we got 2. We got the Magician and the 6 of Cups in the reverse. So, yeah, I really feel like what you want, pile number 1, is I don't want to say the word control because I feel like that's not the right word. It's not that you want to control something or manipulate anything. It's not like you have ill intentions, but you want something that you can do 100% from start to finish, that you can say, yes, I did this with my bare hands and I did it and this is mine and I created it. But there's a problem and there's something getting in the way of what you want. And I feel like the 6 of Cups represents that, and that's yourself, pile number 2. I feel like yourself and your own insecurities and your own doubts are getting in the way of you successfully creating and bringing forth life to something in this universe, pile number 2. So how can this dream go wrong and what can we avoid? We got 3 this time. The Ace of Pentacles, Strength in the reverse, and the Queen of Cups in the reverse. So there are a couple things that could go wrong here. But just by the looks of it, pile number 2, there are a couple things that can go wrong and kind of manifest this nightmare rather than this dream. And like I said, with the Strength in reverse and the Queen of Cups in reverse, that really just shows me that you are not proud of yourself, first and foremost, and you need to change that. You need to be proud of yourself. You have worked so hard and you can work so hard. Why are you doubting yourself so much? Where did all these insecurities manifest from? Like, I think how it can go wrong and kind of what it's saying you need to do to prevent further wrongdoings is to dig deeper and and really truly find out where these insecurities are coming from and why they spring up and why they pop up in the first place. Because in order to get rid of them, we have to understand them and understand why they're there anyways. And I think that's represented with the Ace of Pentacles. Like, you will find yourself with such more, okay, hold on, that wasn't English. You will find yourself with much more, there we go, with much more satisfaction, I feel like, just generally in your life, as well as emotional satisfaction and like personal fulfillment, things of that nature, pile number 2. So what we want is to successfully create something, but we are getting in our own way. And therefore, we have to dig deeper and understand why we're getting in our own way in the first place. What is preventing us from truly succeeding? What are we afraid of? Pile number 2. So let's go to the root of this dream. Why do we want this so badly? Why do we want this creation so badly? Oh, everything's popping up in the reverse for you. So anytime cards pop up in the reverse, that just shows me that something is blocked about you in your energy, in your chakras, in your alignment, whatever, however you want to look at it or think about it, something is blocked. And with all of these, especially mostly major arcana, like the 2 out of the 3 major arcana that has popped up so far have been in the reverse. And to me, that just goes to show that a lot of things have happened and you've internalized that rather than externalizing it. You have to deal with your feelings internally, but we can do that internalization in external ways, like journaling, diaries, like writing letters and then throwing them away or burning them, like typing up something and deleting it, or things of that nature. Like, getting your feelings out feels so much better than keeping them in, pile number 2. And I think you need this to prove to yourself that you can do it. That you can do it. And you have to love yourself enough, because I think that's the problem here. I think you don't love yourself enough. And I truly think that you don't think that you're capable enough to do whatever it is you're trying to do. But I promise you that you are. Promise you that you are. So what action should you take to make this dream a reality? Ooh, this is kind of sideways. We're going to put that in the upright position, the Empress. And that makes so much sense, because the Empress is what pile number 1 was searching for. That was the dream for pile number 1, was the Empress. So the action you need to be taking is the Empress. And whenever I think about the Empress in that sort of way, you need to be nurturing yourself more. You need to be about yourself more than you are, pile number 2. Self-love, self-care, self-meditation, self-anything. As long as it's self, it's for a good cause, because it's for you, pile number 2. So what action should we take? We should start with small steps to put our goal and our plan into motion, pile number 2. Baby steps, because if you bite off more than you can chew, you're never going to finish the whole thing, okay? So baby steps, baby steps, logical, factual steps that you can do and you can take every day to manifest and make this a reality. That's what you need to be focusing on, pile number 2. So with that, help. Who or what can help us in this journey, pile number 2? Who or what can help us in this journey of manifestation and creation? Page of Wands. I think, I think at the end of the day, the person that can help you the most is yourself, pile number 2, is yourself. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like, yeah, of course you can ask your parents or your friends or your loved ones, your guardians, whoever it is, whoever your support system is that you go to for guidance in situations like this. Of course you can, but you're never going to find what you're looking for if you don't do it yourself. And that's the whole point of this, right? You have to do this yourself because you have to do this yourself, pile number 2. Does that make sense? So finally, the result. What can be achieved? The Knight of Swords. Look at that. Everybody is either facing forward or facing this way. The Knight is facing everything head on. What can be achieved? You facing your fears, facing your challenges, confronting yourself, beating your own butt, coming out on top, being the victor of your own battles, winning, succeeding, and then finally creating. Pile number 2. That's what I see for you. And at the bottom is the Hanged Man. You kind of feel like almost damned if you do, damned if you don't. But I promise you, damned if you don't. But oh my goodness, damned if you will. Because I promise you, it'll be so much better. And it'll be so worth it at the end. Whenever you can get here and you can turn around and see all the progress that you've made and see everything that you've done for yourself and go, wow, I did that. That was me. You know what I mean? So that is the result. That is what we can achieve here, pile number 2. And that is what I see for you. That is all I have from the tarot cards. However, like I said at the beginning, I have 4 oracle decks that we're going to get into today. The first oracle deck is going to be this Super Attractor deck by Gabrielle Bernstein. And a lot of these oracle decks are really just affirmations. This is an affirmation deck, and I just really think affirmations are a great way to give advice and to get advice from the universe. And what better time to get advice than when you're trying to manifest something, you know what I mean? So what advice do we have for pile number 2? Oh, that was a good many, actually. When I'm connected to spirit, I feel a sense of certainty, magnitude, and ease that I've never known before. Absolutely. When I connect to the spiritual realm, I open the door to receive divine guidance, clear direction, and great wisdom. Absolutely. Oh my goodness. Sorry, my smoke alarm keeps going off. I'm so sorry. Directing my focus onto what's thriving creates more of what I want. Absolutely. When I make joy a priority, brilliant ideas will come naturally, support will surround me, and movements will form. 100% pile number 2. Spiritual alignment puts my manifestation into motion. 100%. I slow down and listen to the guidance that's available to me. And finally, my super attractor power comes from how I feel, my faith and love, and the joy I put out. Yes, 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 yes. At the bottom of the deck, it says, I accept that good things come easily. I am a super attractor. Absolutely, pile number 2. It comes easy to you because you can do it, because you believe in yourself, pile number 2. So, the next deck we're going to get into is the Fairies Oracle deck. And it also has kind of affirmations and kind of like pushes in the right direction, if that makes sense. So do the fairies have any kind of push for pile number 2? Do the fairies have any kind of push for pile number 2? Okay, you got quite a few from the fairies. At the bottom of the deck, restoration, absolutely. So many of these came out in pile number 1, and I promise you, I shuffled this in between. We've got crying out, which I feel like you are kind of doing right now in your own way. Pile number 2. We have naughty, naughty, and wayward paths. I feel like those kind of go together. Ring around the fairies, flow, sacred treasure, and feel the feels. I'm sorry, but all of these, except for feel the feels and even restoration, that came out for pile number 1. So 100%, if you felt drawn to number 1, go watch number 1 after this. That's crazy. That's crazy to me. I'm getting the shivers. We're moving on to the final affirmations deck for you. This isn't the Star Seed Oracle deck, but it's by the same woman, and I forget what it's called, but it has really nice affirmations, and I really like it. And I hope you really like them too, and I hope they resonate with you, pile number 2. So let's see what they have to say. Try to gather them all up there. At the bottom of the deck, it says, healing is happening. You're not broken. Trust the process. It's safe to soften. Put that over here. The grandmothers. Remember your roots. Perspective. Trust the weavings. The thorn. Protection. Boundaries. Clear communication. The fertile void. Inner winter, rest, patience, potency, and secret beginnings. Make moves in silence, pile number 2, always. The child within, inner mother, innocence, gentleness, and tenderness. Be gentle with yourself and with your inner child. Plant yourself here, integration, embodiment, and grounded action. The Holy Grail, stop the endless searching. Inner quest. We have the Rose of Venus, alignment, flow, right relationship, harmony. The Sun, joy, enjoyment, life force, success, vitality, and play. And then finally, we have the Bloom, creations realized, right time, harvest, celebrate. The final oracle deck that I have for you today, pile number 2, is the Moonology Messages cards. And if you are looking for kind of like a timeline of events, this is the perfect opportunity to get that timeline, because all of the cards have phases of the moon on them. So pay attention to the moon phases that pop out as well. Okay. At the bottom of the deck, it says, your hard work, can't speak. Your hard work is paying off with new moon in Capricorn. We have believe in the impossible with a blue moon. We have take time to breathe out with a disseminating moon. Be bold and make the first move with a cardinal moon. It's a time for healing with a balsamic moon. And then finally, your commitment is being tested with the first quarter moon. So that is all I have for you, pile number 2. I hope this helped in getting closer to manifesting your dreams, and I hope this resonated with you, and I truly hope to see you in the next video. Thank you so much. Bye. Hello there, my divine audience, and welcome to pile number 3. If you chose this strawberry quartz crystal, this little cube, or if you resonated with the green gold dragon from Sirius, it says brings universal knowledge to your spiritual pathway. Or if you resonated with Sleeping Powder by the Gorillas, or the Luna Soul Tarot deck, then this is the reading for you. Before we get into the reading, I'm going to get into the deeper meaning behind the green gold dragon from Sirius, but we are going to take a quick look-see-loo at what we're getting into today, a quick refresher for manifesting your dreams. We're going to pull 6 cards, and then I have 4 oracle decks for you to choose from, not for you to choose from, excuse me, for us to go through today, pile number 3. So before, like I said, we get into the tarot, I have the book here, and we're going to read about your dragon and kind of see why this dragon popped out. So that's the green gold 88. So there's an about and a guidance section. We're going to read the guidance. It says, drawing this card suggests you invite these luminous beings to swirl around you, touching your chakras with the sacred geometry of the universe. Then ask them to tune you into any aspect of higher knowledge you can bring forward now. Sit quietly and allow this to happen. You may receive a download of information, or various keys and codes you carry in your soul may light up. If so, you will become a transmitter who broadcasts sacred knowledge, though you may not be consciously aware of it. This is a very powerful dragon, so notice subtle changes in your thoughts and attitudes. Your dreams may reveal memories from your travels with the wonderful green gold dragons from Sirius. So with that being said, it's kind of an ethereal-esque dragon, and Sleeping Powder is kind of an ethereal-esque song. They actually wrote it because people were complaining whenever the album Humans came out in 2017, the community was complaining that there wasn't enough of 2D, which is the lead singer for the Gorillas. I'm not getting into the Gorillas lore right now, but 2D is the lead singer of Gorillas, but his real name is Damon Albarn. And yeah, they wrote Sleeping Powder because everybody was complaining that there wasn't enough 2D. So this song is entirely 2D, specifically for the people that complained. So maybe you are just kind of like done with the bullshit and you're manifesting a kind of life for yourself where there are no complaints. Nobody complains to you. You don't complain about anything. Maybe you complain a lot yourself. But there's just kind of an ethereal quality to kind of your vibe right now. Kind of like you're ascending and rising above a certain situation is kind of how I feel, pile number 3. So let's get into manifesting your dreams with card number 1 that represents the dream itself. What do you want? What does pile number 3 want? We've already got 3 cards. These 2 are in the reverse. This one was in the upright. I'm sorry, I made it reverse, but it was in the upright. The 7 of Wands. Okay. And the 6 of Wands and the 7 of Discs. So yeah, what that is telling me is 100%, like you are rising above something. You just want peace, pile number 3. You just want peace. You just want a life that is simple and uncomplicated, and everything seems so complex and complicated right now. And what you are craving and what you are manifesting right now is just something that is peaceful, anything that is peaceful, so you no longer have to fight, so you no longer have to rise above and rise against, and you no longer have to sit and and just wait. You know what I mean? So this nightmare that we're going to get into, this represents your dream. But the next cards are going to represent how your dream can go wrong and what we can do to avoid it. So what does your nightmare look like? Pile number 3. The 5 of discs. Exactly. What we're trying to avoid, what your nightmare looks like, all of the bad negativity that comes with manifesting your dreams. We have the 5 of discs. You carrying the weight of everything on your back. But I promise you, you don't have to live your life like that, pile number 3. And you are just craving peace, because it's almost like Sisyphus. Like, when will this end? Like, you're never going to push this boulder, you know? It's never going to get up the hill. You know what I mean? And you just want it to stop. You just want it to stop. And we can find peace in a number of ways. We can find clarity in a number of ways. I have no idea what the trials and tribulations of your life look like, pile number 3, but I promise you that they are worth living for, if that's what you're thinking, okay? So get that thought out of your head right now, because that's garbage. And we are going to turn things around for you here. So why do you want this peace so badly out of this nightmare? Why do you want this peace so badly? What are the roots of this manifestation? The 2 of Swords in the reverse. So why do you want it? Because you've been done so wrong and so dirty in the past so many times. And you're just stuck in this perpetual state of putting your guard up and deflection. And basically you've been in fight or flight for a very long time. And you just want it to stop. So the root of the issue is simply that. Why are we living in fight or flight all the time? Why are we constantly on edge? What can we cut out of our life so we no longer feel this way? Pile number 3. That is the big question that we need to be asking here. So I'm hoping that's what's going to come up next, because action is the next card, and that represents what you should do to make your dream and your manifestation a reality. We've got the Knight of Wands. Exactly. Ride into battle, pile number 3. You've already been fighting. Why not fight even harder for the peace that you're craving and looking for? Because that fight has fire and passion underneath it, pile number 3. Because you're doing that fight for yourself. That's you saying, I've had enough. And I'm charging forward. And I'm sick of this bullshit. And I'm done with this. And I'm done with you. If that's what you need to say. Because I think that's what you need to do here. You fighting and riding and moving on. And look at the sun rising in the background. Perfect. So, help. Who or what can help you manifest this dream into a reality? Who or what can help you manifest this dream into a reality? That fell on the floor. The King of Discs. So to me, that represents some kind of parental figure. Whether that be like a grandparent or a parent or a guardian. But I feel like someone like that is going to help you through this situation. Someone that you can always count on. Someone that you've always looked up to be like that rock in your life. You know what I mean? Pile number 3. That person is going to be the one to help you through this situation. You just have to ask them for help. And I know that's hard because you don't want those people to see you falter. But sometimes they need to, so they know when they need to help. You know what I mean? So the result, what can be achieved through manifesting this peace? What can be achieved through manifesting this peace? Oh my goodness. The Two of Discs. I feel like you'll find life again. You'll breathe life into yourself again, and you will be free. Pile number 3, you will be free. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Cups. I feel like that's the energy that we're working towards here. Pile number 3. So yeah, manifest your peace. Get and do what you need to do to make yourself okay. And then get the hell out of whatever situation you're in. And I promise you, you will feel so much lighter and brighter. And all of this weight will be lifted off of your shoulders. Pile number 3. So that's all I have for you for the tarot cards, but I do have a couple of oracle decks. I have 4, and 3 of them are affirmation decks. Affirmations are just like little sayings and quips to kind of help you, center you, things like that. It's like what's on a poster in the therapist's office. You know what I mean? Like those kinds of things. But I think they help, and I think they're important. And I think they're important for a reading like this. So this is the Super Attractor deck by Gabrielle Bernstein. And what makes pile number 3 a super attractor? Ooh, we got a bunch that popped out there. First of all, at the bottom, it says, as soon as I choose to see the light in the dark corners, I redirect my power toward what I want. Absolutely. And we have true manifestations are powered by service and love, 100%. Believing in spiritual guidance gives me certainty and the freedom to keep dreaming, even when I can't yet see the result. Exactly. You might not be able to see the result yet, but keep dreaming and keep steady, and I promise you, you will reap the rewards. My super attractor power comes from how I feel, my faith and love, and the joy I put out. 100%. When I merge my desire with faith, I can take action from a place of peace rather than control. Absolutely. And finally, it says, when I'm tuned into the energy of abundance, I become abundant. You sure do, pile number 3. You sure do. The next oracle deck I have for you is the Fairies. I think you've probably seen this deck before if you've watched any of my other videos. But let's see what fairies are surrounding you and what they have to say. It says, oh, no, we're going to get the bottom of the deck first. Hold on. Ignite your fire. There we go. Ignite your fire, pile number 3. Find your spark again, pile number 3. We've got say it out loud. Say it with your chest. Okay. Joke's on you. Bad company. Yeah, for real. That's the vibe I'm getting as well. Dawn to dusk. Generous spirit. I think you have a very generous spirit, pile number 3. Shapeshifter. And then finally, lighting your path. Absolutely. We are lighting your path and we are guiding you towards salvation with that 2 of discs. The next affirmation deck, which is the last affirmation of the oracle decks, is it's not the Star Seed, but it's by the same person. And I don't remember what it's called, but they've got really, really nice sayings and phrases on them, and I really like it. And I think they'll be really good for you as well. So what kind of I guess, starseed messages do we have for pile number 3? That one. Okay. The bottom of the deck, it says the Rose of Venus, alignment, flow, right relationship, harmony. That's what we're working towards. Plant yourself here, integration, embodiment, and grounded action. Sorry, my smoke alarm keeps going off. The reunion, soul recognition, collaboration, partnership, friendship. Codes of the seeds. The blueprint is within you. Take the next step. Absolutely. The child within. Inner mother, innocence, gentleness, tenderness. This has come out for every pile so far. I haven't done pile number 4 yet, but this has come out for every pile thus far. The child within has. And finally, sub rosa. Hidden in plain sight. Mysteries. Learning and teaching. So the final oracle deck I want to get into today is going to be the Moonology Messages cards. And if you're looking for kind of like a timeline of events, this will be perfect for you because they have faces of the moon on them. So pay attention for that. So what kind of Moonology messages do we have for pile number 3? Moonology messages for pile number 3. Wonderful. These two are kind of sideways. We're going to get those as well. At the bottom of the deck, it says your commitment is being tested with the first quarter moon. It may really feel like that, huh? Pile number 3. A new romantic cycle begins with a new moon in Libra. There you go. Your dreams need a practical plan with a full moon in Taurus. Absolutely. Practical plans. A fiery climax approaches with a full moon in Aries. Bring love into the situation with a new moon in Aquarius. We have the end of a tough cycle approaches. Absolutely. I told you. And hold your vision. Yes, with a fixed moon. And I'm sorry, that's a full moon in Capricorn. But yes. Stay true to yourself. Stick to your guns. And I promise you, everything will work out and you will be happier for it. Pile number 3. That is all I have for you today. I hope this reading resonated with you, and I hope I was able to help you in getting closer to manifesting your dreams. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you again in the next video. Bye. Hello there, my divine audience, and welcome to pile number 4. If you chose the Alice in Wonderland Tarot or the Amazonite cube, or the one that's trying to be a cube, or if you resonated with the Aquamarine Dragon from Neptune that says enables you to access your deepest soul wisdom, or if you resonated with the song What's Up Fat Lip by Fat Lip, then this is the reading for you. So before we get into anything, right off the bat, What's Up Fat Lip is actually kind of a very self-deprecating song. It's a rap song, and it's just about this guy detailing his trials and tribulations and his insecurities and things like that. And the chorus goes, who am I kidding, who am I fooling, when they be like, what's up, fat lip, and I say coolin'. So it's kind of like you're putting on a front of being okay, but you're not actually okay. So that's kind of the vibe I'm getting from that right off the bat. And before we get into the tarot, we are going to get into the Oracle book for the dragon guides and see what the Aquamarine Dragon from Neptune has in store. So let me... 82. There is an about message and a guidance message. We're going to read the guidance message. So it says, Aquamarine dragons from Neptune are water dragons. They will flow around you, surrounding you with their aquamarine energy and awakening your psychic abilities. Connect with them often, for each time you do so, they will light up more of the key and codes of your true essence. This will bring you soul contentment and a sense of your divine magnificence, and you will experience higher levels of enlightenment and see your world and the universe through different eyes. Your guidance is to drink a glass of blessed water as you tune into these dragons. Then they will be able to touch you more profoundly. So, yeah, I'm thinking you are struggling right now. Pile number 4. And I don't like it. And we're going to change that. I'm going to attempt to change that, at least. We're going to try to help you feel better. So I have the Alice in Wonderland Tarot here for you. And I also have 4 Oracle decks off to the side that we're going to get into after we read the cards. So without further ado, let's get into the tarot reading. And just as a quick refresher, here is what we're doing. We are manifesting your dreams, and we're going to pull 6 cards. The first card we're going to pull is going to represent, I can't speak. It's going to represent the dream itself. What do you want? What does pile number 4 want? The Page of Flowers. So let me look at the book for a second, because we have spears, okay, so flowers are wands, hedgehogs are pentacles, swords are spears, and cups are teacups. So the Page of Flowers is the Page of Wands. So the Page of Wands is what you want. And I'm getting a sense of togetherness. Like you want to, I get the sense you're very nostalgic for something, pile number 4. And I feel like what you want and what you're trying to manifest is that, whatever that nostalgia represents, is you're trying to manifest that and bring that back to life. But I think something you have to understand is that is no longer an option, pile number 4. We have to move on with the knowledge that we have now and manifest a better and greater future, not one that we've already lived, pile number 4. So what do you want? Unfortunately, you want something you can't have, but that's okay. It happens to all of us. And your nightmare, how can it go wrong and what we can avoid? We are taking the 5 of hedgehogs, or the 5 of pentacles. So what can go wrong and what you can avoid is really this sense of strenuous work that you have put in to whatever the past situation represents. That's the nightmare, and I think that's what you're focusing on, is more of what you've sacrificed rather than what you've gained, pile number 4. And I think it's important to know what you've gained rather than what you've let go of, in a sense. Because I think that's the only way you're going to move forward and out of this nightmare state. Because I think we're living the nightmare right now rather than anything. And we're trying to manifest a positive dream, whatever that may be. So I think that's why you're feeling so nostalgic. So what are the roots of this manifestation? Why do you want to manifest this so badly? The Star. The Star. You want to manifest this so badly because it was very important to you. and it is very important to you. And even if that's the case, like, I'm getting the sense that this is just kind of like a person that you've moved on from or has moved on from you. I'm not getting the sense that this person has like passed away. But what I'm trying to say here is this person, yes, was important to you, or the situation or whatever it was important to you. But how do we deal with grief? How do we deal with moving forward? Like, that's what you need to understand here, is there's no going back to that. However, there is cherishing it for what it was and appreciating it for what it was and what you had at the time. And I think those are the roots that we need to start building here, is you appreciating it rather than yearning for it, if that makes sense. So, action. What should you do? What should you do to make that a reality? How can we get past this? What should pile number 4 do? The Queen of Flowers or the Queen of Wands in the reverse? And that's what I'm trying to say. You cannot manifest something that has ended by somebody else's or something else's hand. Unfortunately, that is just not possible. And we have to figure out and circumnavigate ways to deal with the grief of wanting that back, but not being able to have it back. So I think maybe you should seek out help from a close loved one, or maybe even like a therapist or something like that, so you can really just get out what you need to get out, and maybe you'll even get back what you need to get back from like having a good, relieving conversation like that, pile number 4. So yeah, help. Who or what can help you during this time? Let's see what the cards have to say. I mean, that's what I had to say. But what do the cards have to say? Justice. Who or what can help? Exactly. I feel like a therapist or some kind of professional can help you right now. And I'm not saying that you're crazy or anything like that. I'm just saying whenever we're dealing with complex emotions like that and we're overcome and we're overwhelmed, the best thing we can do is reach out and ask for help. And who better to help you than the people that have gone to school for specifically that? You know what I mean? Excuse me. So I think that's the best case scenario for you here. Pile number 4 is to seek out that help and to receive that help, because it'll help you get over this past and this nostalgic idea and ideal that you yearn for. We need to stop yearning for it, okay? We need to start appreciating it, and we need to start yearning for something else. We need to start yearning for a better future, not the past, you know? So the result, what can be achieved through all of this? What can be achieved? We've got the 8 of Hedgehogs, or the 8 of Pentacles. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the 8 of Flowers, or the 8 of Wands. So, what can be achieved is hard work. That is what can be achieved. But there's a sense of satisfaction in that hard work, especially whenever it's self-work, you know? Whenever it's like self-preservation, it's more sincere that way. And the work doesn't feel like work whenever you're doing it for yourself. So, unfortunately, what you wanted to manifest isn't possible. And what we're learning is how to deal with that impossibility. Everybody has free will. Anything can change at any point in time, pile number 4. But I'm just telling you what the cards are showing me today. This could change tomorrow. If I did the same reading for you, it would be completely different because the energy would be different. And like I said, people have free will. But this is what I have for you today from the cards. However, like I said at the beginning, I have 4 oracle decks to get into. And the first oracle deck is going to be the Super Attractor deck by Gabrielle Bernstein. And I want to see what makes pile number 4 a super attractor. Okay. And at the bottom of this deck, it says, it's upside down, true manifesting is about receiving what is of the highest good for all. Exactly. When I connect to the spiritual realm, I open the door to receive divine guidance, clear direction, and great wisdom. I can decide today to recalibrate my energy and commit to love and joy. Of course you can. Of course you can. Spiritual alignment puts my manifestation into motion. Absolutely. Manifesting is the creative process of aligning with the energy of the universe to co-create an experience that elevates my spirit and the spirit of the world. Wanting more for others puts me into an energy of abundance. And when I make joy a priority, brilliant ideas will come naturally, support will surround me, and movements will form. The next deck I have and that I want to get into is the Fairies Oracle deck. And I want to see what the fairies have to say about this manifestation and the fairies that surround you. That is so many, but we will take it. We will take it. At the bottom, it says time to tinker. And I think that is so true. Tinker with yourself. Tinker with your emotions. And figure out what works for you in the long run. Ignite your fire. Backward is forward. That's progress, baby. Overflowing wealth. Absolutely. And abundance. We have flow. We have good company. That's always nice. The tipping point. Crying out. That's come out in pretty much every single pile, I think. Dancing in light. And mind your own. Mind your own business, pile number 4. All right, the next oracle deck I want to get into is not the Starseed Oracle, but it's by the same person. I just forget what it's called. But they have really nice affirmations, and I want to see what these cards have in store for you. There's actually a couple on the floor over here. Okay. At the bottom of this deck, it says, plant yourself here. Integration, embodiment, grounded action. Absolutely. We have the Wild Rose. Do it your way. Embrace your uniqueness. Untamed. Absolutely, pile number 4. The Second Bloom, a second chance. It's never too late. New possibilities. Exactly. There are always new possibilities for you, pile number 4. Healing the motherline, healing ancestral work, motherline, growing up. Temple of the Rose, ancient power, expression, activation, scarlet codes. The rose thread, inner call, soul-led, the mystic, living courageously. We have the return, a new story, you decide, alignment, it's coming together. The anointed, answer the call, leadership, empowerment, soul gifts. The wastelands, sustainability, slow down, tend to your garden, pile number 4. And finally, the sun, joy, enjoyment, life force, success, vitality, and play. All right, the last oracle cards I want to get into for you are the Moonology messages cards. And if you're kind of looking for a timeline of events here in this situation, this is the deck for you because there are phases of the moon on them, so pay attention for that. So what do the Moonology cards have in store for pile number 4? That one flipped over. I'm so sorry. My smoke detector, I need to change the batteries. But I wanted to film all of this first, so it beeped like the entire time. I'm so sorry. I'm just now like noticing it again. At the bottom of the deck, it says a fiery climax approaches with a full moon in Aries. We have work through your fears with a new moon in Scorpio, always. We have emotions are running high with a supermoon. I can tell. We have what do you need to release with a waning moon. The end of a tough cycle approaches with a full moon in Capricorn. It's always nice to hear. Communication is key with a new moon in Gemini, And don't let your past hold you back with the South Node. How perfect is that to end on pile number 4? Do not let the past hold you back. Well, that is all I have for you today. I hope I was able to help you get closer to manifesting your dreams. And I hope some of this or any of it resonated with you. And I truly hope to see you again in the next video. Thank you so much. Bye.